Before the world measured wealth in skyscrapers and stock markets, before kings crowned themselves with diamonds dug by strangers, there was a man whose wealth was so vast, so unimaginable, that even the deserts whispered his name. They called him a legend. They called him a king. But legends can be exaggerated, and kings can be forgotten. Yet this man, Mansa Musa, left footprints so deep in the sands of time, the world is still trying to fill them. The rise. He was not born into thunder. He arrived quietly, like a slow sunrise over the Niger River. Musa, a simple name, a calm boy, a prince with a mind sharper than any sword. His bloodline traced back to Sunjata Keita, the lion who founded the Mali Empire, but Musa's path was not paved in gold. He watched rulers rise and fall. He saw kingdoms weaken. He saw ambition destroy men. And then destiny knocked. The king before him vanished on a mysterious voyage into the Atlantic, searching for the edge of the world. The throne stood empty. The empire needed a steady hand, so Musa stepped forward. He did not roar. He did not threaten. He simply ruled, with intelligence, conviction, and an uneasy awareness that Africa's greatest empire was now his to shape. The empire of gold. To understand Musa, you must understand Mali, a land where rivers carried wealth, where caravans stretched longer than horizons, where scholars debated under moonlight. Mali controlled the gold fields of West Africa, mines so rich the earth glittered when the wind blew. Salt caravans marched like armies. Merchants traveled thousands of kilometers to touch what Musa touched. But Musa was not a tyrant hoarding treasure. He treated wealth as a responsibility, a tool meant to build, to inspire, to elevate. Under him, Timbuktu transformed from a small crossroads into a universe of intellect. Libraries bloomed. Mosques rose like giants. Students came from faraway lands to learn, to study, to dream. This was not just an empire. This was a heartbeat. The pilgrimage that shook the world. Then, in 1324, Musa made a decision that would echo through history. He would travel to Mecca. But Musa did not travel like a normal man. He traveled like a storm. Tens of thousands marched behind him, soldiers, scholars, servants, merchants, camels, carrying over a ton of pure gold. Imagine it, a caravan so massive, so dazzling, that the desert sun bounced off their gold and blinded travelers miles away. When Musa reached Cairo, the city froze. People whispered, "The richest king in all the world has arrived." And then he gave. He gave gold to the poor, gold to the merchants, gold to the slaves he freed, gold to strangers he had never met. His generosity was endless, but even generosity can have consequences. Musa gave away so much gold that the value of gold itself collapsed. Prices crashed. Markets panicked. Egypt's economy took years to recover. One man, one journey, one king who, with nothing but kindness, accidentally shook an empire. The return home. When Musa returned to Mali, he was changed. He had seen the world. He had been humbled and exalted at the same time. So he turned his eyes to legacy. He built the Jingareba Mosque, a masterpiece of mud architecture still standing almost 700 years later. He funded scholars, imported architects, expanded Timbuktu's libraries. He understood something many rulers never learned. Power fades, gold melts, but knowledge outlives empires. And then the sand grows quiet. Records break, stories blur, accounts contradict. Some say Musa ruled until his final breath. Others say he stepped down. Some believe he hid treasures that remain undiscovered. History loses him, as if he walked into the desert and became a myth. But his legacy refuses to disappear. Maps drawn centuries after his death show Musa sitting on a throne of gold. His pilgrimage became a legend. His libraries became sanctuaries of African knowledge. Timbuktu survived invasions, fire, even attempts to erase its manuscripts, yet the wisdom Musa cultivated still breathes in the pages saved by brave hands. Mansa Musa was not just the richest man to ever live. He was a symbol, proof that Africa was not a continent of darkness, but a continent of brilliance. Mansa Musa's story is not about the gold he gave away, but the light he left behind. True wealth is not treasure, not power, not even fame. True wealth is the legacy you build, the knowledge you protect, and the stories you leave for the next generation. This is African Insight, and the journey continues.